Is it still possible to retire comfortably in Canada without a $1 million portfolio? For millions of Canadians, the dream of a peaceful retirement is starting to feel like it's slipping away. It's like you're running on a treadmill where the speed keeps increasing. House prices are through the roof, the cost of groceries feels like a second mortgage, and the whole idea of living well on a fixed income seems like a cruel joke. It's no wonder people are worried, anxious about outliving their savings, and starting to think that a comfortable retirement in this country is a luxury saved for the super rich. The numbers are scary and the fear is real, but you've worked your entire life, you've paid your taxes, and you've contributed to the system. You deserve a retirement with dignity and peace, not one filled with constant financial stress. What if you could retire in Canada on your government pension? For a lot of people, that sounds like pure fantasy. But what if I told you it's not only possible, but that we've found real Canadian towns where your total monthly essentials can cost less than $1,400? In this video, we're going to break down the real costs of housing, food, and healthcare in 5 specific Canadian towns to prove that a comfortable retirement on a modest pension is within reach. We're not talking about just getting by, we're talking about living well. We'll show you the math, the lifestyle, and the reality, and you'll want to stick around to the end because our number 1 spot is a place you may have never even considered, and it completely redefines what an affordable retirement in Canada can look like. The pension math, grounding in reality. Before we start our cross-country tour, let's get real about the numbers. What does retiring on a government pension actually mean for your bank account? For many, their retirement income is like a 3-legged stool built on Old Age Security, OAS, the Guaranteed Income Supplement, GIS, and the Canada Pension Plan, CPP. But it's not as simple as just adding 3 numbers together. Think of it less like a stool and more like a carefully mixed recipe. The amounts of each ingredient affect the others. OAS and GIS are income tested, meaning the more income you have from other sources, like CPP, the less GIS you might get. It's a balancing act. However, for a single senior with a modest work history, it's realistic to create a final blend from all 3 sources that lands somewhere around our target $1,800 to $2,000 a month. For this video, we're going to use a conservative base of $1,800 a month as our target income. The challenge? Finding places in Canada where you can cover all your essential costs, housing, utilities, food, transportation, and healthcare, and still have money left over to actually enjoy your life. The problem, as we all know, is that in cities like Toronto, Vancouver, or even Calgary, an $1,800 budget is like trying to put out a house fire with a water pistol. It wouldn't even cover the rent on a shoebox apartment. The average rent for a 1-bedroom in Toronto is now approaching $2,500. That's the financial trap so many seniors are terrified of. But Canada is a huge country, and outside of those overheated city centers, a completely different reality exists. This video is your new map, a map to financial freedom in retirement. We've done the research, crunched the numbers, and found the places where the math just works. These aren't just cheap places to exist, they are real communities where you can build a great life. So with our $1,800 monthly income as our guide, let's hit the road. Our first stop takes us to a province known for its vast forests and resilient spirit, to a town that has literally reinvented itself as a haven for retirees. Town 5, Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. Coming in at number 5, we're heading to the beautiful East Coast, to Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. Perched on the Strait of Canso, this town is your gateway to the stunning Cape Breton Island. If you dream of a retirement with salty sea air and rugged coastlines, but without the tourist trap prices, Port Hawkesbury is a place you need to look at. Its budget is like a perfectly tailored suit. It fits, but there isn't much room to spare. For a retiree who owns their home, it offers an unbeatable lifestyle. You don't just stumble upon this place, you choose it for the value it offers. The cost of living here is noticeably lower than the national average. Some estimates suggest overall costs are about 7% lower, but the real prize is housing, with some data showing it can be as much as 40% cheaper than the Canadian average. This is where the dream of coastal living becomes a mathematical reality. Let's do the pension math for Port Hawkesbury. Our goal is to keep essentials under $1,400, leaving a nice cushion from our $1,800 pension. The absolute key here, more than in our other towns, is owning your home outright. It's the golden ticket. We found listings for well-maintained 2- and 3-bedroom homes for as low as $139,000 or $205,900. Let's imagine you've sold a more expensive home somewhere else and bought a lovely house here for $180,000, mortgage-free. So, What are your monthly costs? Property tax. On a $180,000 home, property taxes in the region are quite reasonable, averaging around $150 a month. Home insurance. Plan on about $80 to $100 a month. Utilities. This can be a big one on the East Coast. While the average utility cost is listed around $133 for a full-sized home, especially in winter, it's much smarter to budget more like $250, $300 to be safe. Groceries. A single person can definitely manage a grocery budget of $350 a month by shopping smart at local stores and the Atlantic Superstore. Transportation. A car is pretty essential here. For a retiree not commuting every day, a realistic budget for gas and insurance for local driving would be closer to $300 a month. Miscellaneous. Internet and a basic phone plan will add another $120. Let's add that up for a mortgage-free homeowner. $150 property tax, plus $90, insurance, plus $275, utilities, plus $350, groceries, plus $300 tax, communications, $1,275 per month. This lands comfortably under our $1,400 threshold, leaving you with over $500 every month from your $1,800 pension. If you rent, it's tighter. Finding a one-bedroom apartment in the $700 to $1,100 range is possible, though it takes some looking. For this town, ownership is the path of least resistance. Now, what about healthcare? Port Hawkesbury is home to the Strait Richmond Hospital, an acute care facility with a 24/7 emergency department. For more complex needs, the regional hospital in Antigonish is about an hour away, and Halifax is a manageable 2.5-hour drive. But retirement is about more than numbers. This is where Port Hawkesbury really delivers. The town is the perfect base camp for exploring the world-famous Cabot Trail. You have incredible hiking, boating, and golf right on your doorstep. The community is strong, a place where neighbors know each other and the pace of life is just slower. So, what's the catch? Port Hawkesbury is a small town of about 3,000 people, and the winters can be harsh, but for those who see that as a fair trade for escaping urban chaos, Port Hawkesbury is a gateway to a maritime retirement that is both beautiful and financially sound. Town 4, Shaunavon, Saskatchewan. Coming in at number 4, we head west to the heart of the Canadian prairies, Shaunavon, Saskatchewan. If you're looking for a place where your retirement dollars stretch like warm taffy, where community values are rock solid, and the sky seems to go on forever, Shaunavon is a name you need to know. Finding this town is like discovering a secret spring of fresh water in a desert of high costs. Its secret isn't glitz, it's profound affordability and a quiet, dignified lifestyle. Shaunavon gets to the very core of our mission, finding places where a budget of $1,800 a month isn't just for surviving, it's for comfortable living. Life in Saskatchewan is simply more affordable, with lower sales tax and housing costs that are a fraction of what you see elsewhere. Let's dive into the pension math for Shaunavon. You can find charming, well-kept homes here for unbelievable prices. We're talking solid family homes for $170,000 or even less. We've even seen listings for smaller properties needing a little TLC for as low as $85,000. Let's assume you buy a comfortable home for $120,000, completely mortgage-free. Here's the monthly budget breakdown. Property tax. On a $120,000 home in Shaunavon, you might expect to pay around $150 a month. Home insurance. For a home of this value, insurance is very affordable, likely in the $70 range. Utilities. Prairie winters are cold, but lower electricity rates help. A total utility bill should average around $200 to $250 a month. Groceries. A single retiree can comfortably budget $350 a month for groceries. Transportation. Shaunavon is walkable, but a car is key. Budgeting $250 a month for gas, insurance, and maintenance is plenty. Miscellaneous. High-speed internet and a phone plan will run you about $120 a month. Let's total that up. $150, property tax plus $80, insurance plus $250, groceries plus $250, car plus $120, communications, $1,175 per month. With an income of $1,800, this leaves you with a surplus of over $625 a year for travel or hobbies. Renting is also an option, with simple apartments going for as low as $600, $800 a month. What about healthcare? For a small town of about 1,700 people, Shaunavon's facilities are remarkably robust. The Shaunavon Hospital and Care Center offers a 24/7 emergency department and a primary health clinic. For specialized care, Swift Current is just an hour and a half away. So what's life like in the last of the Old West? Shaunavon has a surprisingly vibrant community spirit, with a cultural center, an arena, and a beautiful park. Residents often point to a strong sense of safety and neighborly support. The trade-off? It's isolation. This is a small, remote prairie town. Winters are long and can be brutally cold. But if you find beauty in wide-open spaces and value a true sense of community, and above all, want financial peace of mind, then the quiet power of Shaunavon is an incredible option. Town 3, Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia. For our number 3 spot, we journey to a place that feels like a secret mountain paradise. Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia. If your retirement dream involves mountain views and hiking past dinosaur footprints, you probably assume it's financially impossible. Tumbler Ridge shatters that assumption. This is how you retire in the mountains of BC on a pension. Tumbler Ridge is unique. It was a purpose-built mining town. When the coal industry slowed, the town was like a star athlete forced into early retirement. But instead of fading away, it found a second career, pivoting to embrace its unbelievable natural assets. Today, it's a UNESCO Global Geopark, recognized for its geological heritage. This history has created a remarkable opportunity. Let's do the pension math. A paid-off home is the key. While the BC average home price is sky high, you can still get a well-maintained townhouse here for under $150,000. Let's say you buy a comfortable townhouse for $120,000, mortgage-free. Here's the monthly budget. Property tax and strata fees. For a townhouse, you'll have both. Let's budget a combined $350 for property taxes and strata fees. Home insurance. Condo insurance is cheap, covering your contents for about $40 a month. Utilities. For a townhouse, budgeting an average of $200 a month for hydro and heat is a safe bet. Groceries. Prices can be a bit higher due to the location. A realistic budget for one person is around $400 a month. Transportation. A vehicle is a must. Budgeting $300 a month for car insurance, gas, and maintenance is reasonable. Miscellaneous. Internet and phone will be around $130 a month. Let's add it up. $350, taxes strata, plus $40, insurance, plus $200, groceries, plus $300, car, plus $130 communications, equals $1,420 per month. This just squeaks in under our budget, and with an income of $1,800, that still leaves you with a surplus of almost $400 a month. It proves a pension-only retirement is possible even in a UNESCO geopark. What about healthcare? The Tumbler Ridge Community Health Center is the local hub, providing acute care and emergency services. It's important to note, like many remote towns, it has faced challenges with intermittent ER closures. It's a reality of northern life. For major procedures, Dawson Creek is about 80 minutes away. The real sell here is the lifestyle. The geopark is your backyard, with endless trails leading to stunning waterfalls. The town has a modern community center with a pool and gym. This is a place for people who want an active, outdoor-focused retirement. Tumbler Ridge is remote. The nearest major shopping is over an hour away, and the winters are long and snowy. But if you value nature over nightlife, Tumbler Ridge is a BC gem that offers a millionaire's view on a pensioner's budget. Town 2, Chapin, Quebec. As we near the top, our number 2 spot takes us to a town with a unique cultural flavor and incredible affordability. Chapin, Quebec. Located in the EU Ischia-James region, this is a place most Canadians have never heard of. And that's exactly why it holds such a powerful secret for retirees. Chapais is a former forestry and mining town of about 1,500 people. What makes it stand out is the combination of Quebec's social supports and a housing market that feels like a time machine. The prices are from a different era. Let's break down the pension math. The numbers here are almost unbelievable. You can find solid, well-built homes for between $100,000 and $160,000. For our example, let's assume you buy a comfortable home for $120,000, completely mortgage-free. Here's what your monthly expenses could look like. Property tax. Municipal taxes in Quebec are very reasonable, about $135 a month on a $120,000 home. Home insurance, likely around $70 a month. Utilities, Quebec is famous for low hydro rates. Your total utility bill should average around $180–220 a month. Groceries, there's a local grocery store for essentials. Budgeting $400 a month is very doable. Transportation, a car is essential. A monthly budget of $250 is a safe estimate. Miscellaneous, A high-speed internet and phone package will cost about $120 a month. Let's tally those costs. $135, property tax, plus $70, insurance, plus $200, groceries, plus $250, car, plus $120, communications, $1,175 per month. This is just as powerful as our Saskatchewan budget. On an $1,800 a month pension, you're left with over $600 in disposable income each month. That isn't a small buffer, it's a life-changing amount of financial freedom. For healthcare, Chappé is served by a local health center. For more specialized treatments, the larger town of Chibougamau and its full-service hospital is only about 40 minutes away. The lifestyle is defined by nature and community. It's a paradise for fishing, hunting, and snowmobiling, but, and this is a big one, it is a predominantly francophone town. Think of learning French as the key that unlocks the door to the community's heart. While there is an English-speaking population, a willingness to speak French is a huge asset. The other but is the weather. The winters are very long and cold, but if you see this as part of the adventure, Chappé offers a unique chance to experience a different side of Canada on a budget that makes big city living costs look absurd. Town 1, Elliot Lake, Ontario. And now, for our number 1 spot. For an affordable retirement but has become the undisputed capital of pension-only living in Canada, Elliot Lake, Ontario. For years, if you've searched most affordable retirement town in Canada, one name has consistently popped up. Elliot Lake isn't just a place with low housing prices, it's a community that has actively and successfully reinvented itself as a retirement destination. Elliot Lake's story is like a phoenix rising from the ashes. It was once the uranium capital of the world. When the mines closed in the 90s, the town faced a crisis. But with a surplus of well-built housing and a beautiful setting, a new vision was born. The town began marketing itself directly to retirees, offering an unbeatable mix of low costs and high quality of life. Let's get straight to the pension math, because this is what sets Elliot Lake apart. The housing situation is legendary. While the rest of Ontario is in a housing crisis, Elliot Lake has long been an oasis of affordability. The days of finding a condo for under $100,000 are getting rarer, but you can still find units in the $120,000 to $180,000 range. Let's run a budget for someone who buys a 2-bedroom condo for $130,000, mortgage-free. Property tax and condo fees. Condo fees in many buildings are in the $400 to $550 range and often include heat and water, while property taxes might be around $150 to $200 a month. Let's budget a realistic total of $600 for both. Home insurance. Condo insurance is very cheap, around $30 a month. Utilities. If heat and water are included, your only major utility is electricity, likely around $60 to $80 a month. Groceries. Elliot Lake has several major grocery stores, which keeps prices competitive. A budget of $350 a month is realistic. Transportation. To make the numbers even better, let's assume you use the efficient local transit and budget $70 for a monthly pass. Miscellaneous. Internet and phone will add about $120. Let's see the grand total. $600. Taxes, condo fees, plus $30. Insurance, plus $70. Hydro, plus $350. Groceries, plus $70. Transit, $120. Communications. This is an astonishingly low number. On an $1,800 pension, this leaves you with over $560 in disposable income every single month. That's nearly $7,000 a year. This is why Elliot Lake is number 1. Renting is also affordable, with 1-bedroom apartments often available for $800 to $900 a month. Healthcare is another area where Elliot Lake excels. St. Joseph's General Hospital is a full-service hospital that provides key services like CT scans and dialysis, significantly reducing the need for residents to travel to Sudbury or Sault Ste. Marie. The lifestyle is the final piece of the puzzle. Elliot Lake is nestled amongst hundreds of pristine lakes, but the town also has a rich social fabric. There are countless clubs for seniors. Because so many residents are also retirees, it's incredibly easy to meet people. You aren't an outsider retiring here. You are the core of the community. So, what's the catch? Elliot Lake is a 2-hour drive from Sudbury, and yes, the winters are snowy and cold, but the town is built for it. For some, the older buildings might feel dated, but many see this as part of its unique character. Elliot Lake has cracked the code. It provides financial security, health security, and the social security of a community built for and by retirees. It proves, without a doubt, that the dream of a comfortable retirement on a government pension isn't a joke, it's a reality. And its address is Elliot Lake, Ontario. So there you have it, 5 real Canadian towns where the math for a comfortable retirement on a modest income actually works. We've shown you realistic budgets in Port Hawkesbury, Shaunavon, Tumbler Ridge, Chappé, and the champion of affordability, Elliot Lake. The story that you need to be a millionaire to retire in Canada is a myth. It's a narrative that ignores the incredible opportunities that exist if you're willing to look beyond the big city lights. Retiring on a pension isn't about giving things up. It's about making a smart choice. It's about choosing community over crowds and financial peace over financial pressure. These budgets work best when you can buy a home mortgage-free, but they show what's possible. This video wasn't just about finding cheap towns. It was about creating a blueprint for hope. It was about proving that the life you've worked for is still within your reach. What do you think? Did any of these towns surprise you? Do you know of another affordable gem? Let us know in the comments below. Your suggestion could be the key that unlocks the dream for another Canadian. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We have a lot more secrets to share. Thank you for watching. Your comfortable, affordable retirement is not a fantasy. It's a plan, and it's waiting for you.